Hello everybody, Antipeter1M here and welcome to my channel. This video is about defending yourself in court and it's about how you should do it. I have some experience and I'm not very much, but I've used my head and I've done really good deeds for myself because no one in this world cares more about you than you do. Now, it's legally required in Australia, where I am, and in the civilized world, that if you are in court, you will be represented with a lawyer. This is a formality. And that lawyer will often assume a lot of the things that are accused against you and then formulate an argument based on the best, what they think or what they claim is the best path. Now, one of the great things about not saying anything and not wanting to disclose anything is that you have the great advantage. Not even your defense lawyer should know what you've done. If you have done something, no one should know anything about anything. And if that is the case, then the prosecution have no case to claim at all against you. And from as my experience tells me, the very best thing you can do is to keep people in the dark. Keep people in the dark. There's this maxim in court where they say, you have to tell the whole truth and all that. And you can swear that oath if you want to, if there is an oath. I've never had to swear it myself in magistrate's court. But I guess there will be maybe some levels where that's necessary. You can swear that as much as you want, but you don't have to actually abide by it once you've done the swearing. Now, people can say and make all sorts of assumptions about you, but if you know in yourself that you are a good person, or even if you don't, and you know that you have a case to claim, you can stand by that, and no one else, not even your defense lawyer, is going to be close enough to you to make that case, because the law is unfair, and the lawyer that is representing you is representing the law as well. They are doing things according to their conscience, and you are doing things to your conscience, and it's never going to align perfectly. That's why in the Western world we see a lot of people suing their lawyers and dumping their lawyers and changing their lawyers and that sort of thing. A lot of this stuff is very expensive, it's very unnecessary, and the best thing you can do is represent yourself. And that's what I did in Magistrates Court way back in about 2009, I think it was. So let me tell you a bit about that story. I was paired up with a lady. She was quite elderly, and she was put together with me through a kind of talking booth in a jail cell, preceding or leading into the Magistrates Court in the ACT, the Australian Capital Territory, back in about 2008, 2009. And she talked through a couple of things with me. She said, you did this, and it's not bad that you've done these things, like they're very minor sort of things. But what she was basically doing was telling me that I had done something and I had to admit to it and then proceed from there. I had not admitted to anything at that point. So she didn't know anything. She was completely in the dark, and she didn't know my rationale for doing what I had done. So basically she had no case to claim at all, even as my defense lawyer. And the prosecution themselves have no case to claim. They have no knowledge about what you've done, and they are guessing a lot of the time. In Australia, for example, I've heard that 97% of crimes are not solved. So that's an indication to you that the police, generally speaking, have absolutely no clue about what to do with you, and the justice system is not a justice system at all. It's a guessing system. So here's my point. Never ever admit to anything that is going to incriminate you, even to your defense lawyer. Never ever. They always talk to in Australia about how you should tell your lawyer everything and how you should not say anything until you've talked to a lawyer. Don't say anything even when you are talking to a lawyer, because the lawyer is not there for your vested interest. They are there to be paid. They are there to be to support the justice system, and they are there to make an argument where you have no argument necessary to be made. Now, there are very good examples of people who have lived through jail sentences and that sort of thing, when they've been completely innocent. And I know this to be true. And I know that in the mental health system, where I've been an involuntary client for almost 20 years, the accusations fly past and go whizzing like bullets past your head, and all sorts of false accusations. There is absolutely no course of justice in those things, in the processes there. And it's important to realize that if all these things are happening, it's up to them to prove to you that you've done something wrong, and not the other way around. Now, in the case of the lawyer that I dismissed, I said to her, "Excuse me," I said something like, "I wish to represent myself." I said that in the court. The lawyer, who was dressed in purple, in a purple suit, she said, "Oh well, I'm done with this. I'm going," and she left, according to my instructions, and I was left to defend myself. Now, the lawyer, the judge, the magistrate said, "Do you understand section 432 or something like that?" And I said, "No, sir, I don't understand it." And he said, "Well," eventually he said, "We're going to just process that for you." And it was a case where I was put into the defense of mental health or mental illness as my defense, which was up to them. I didn't have any bearing on that, but they automatically put in a plea for mental illness. And the prosecution agreed, and I was eventually acquitted. So, in Australia and wherever you are in the civilized world, do what you want, and follow your head. Don't follow the head of the defense lawyer, because the defense lawyer is not there for you. They are there for themselves. Okay, folks, I hope I've cleared up some of the consternation that you might have if you're approaching a court case. And if you have absolutely any questions for me about what to do in such a situation as a magistrate's court hearing or something, let me know, because I've been there and I've done that. And there are so many fallacies and wrong things with the system that more than you can poke a stick at in this society that we live in. Hope you get by, and I will see you next time with more news. Bye for now.